Hello everyone, I'm Neil Belmont. You know, there's always videos and lists of which metroidvanias you should play or top 10 metroidvania games to watch out for or play or check out. But I've never seen a list for classic Castlevania games. And that's always kind of scratched my head why there's not more of it. Probably because not enough classicvanias are made, but I want to take my shot at spreading the word on some games that I think should be checked out that are made in the classic style. Now, I'm going to just name about 5 games more or less, and amongst those 5 are not bloodstained. Now, I understand people want to expect bloodstained, but to me that defeats the purpose because I want to showcase games that others may have never even seen or heard. So with that being said, this is my little humble video on 5 classicvania games you should play by me, Neil Belmont. Let's begin. And first on this list is a little unknown game, The Curse of Issyos. It's basically Greek mythology meets classic Castlevania. In this game, pretty much more or less, if it's dealing with Greek gods, that means someone pissed somebody off. But essentially, monsters have appeared on this man's island, and really that's it. That's all I know. It's a simple story that leads into the action. As you can see, the styling here looks very much like a NES, maybe like a Sega Master System type game. But overall, the UI and as well as the actions of your character move very similar to a classic Castlevania. The main character even has a jump arc that's very similar to Simon's. But, you know, a lot of things that are pretty interesting in this game. The enemies look like something straight out of, like, what was it, Jason and the Argonauts, the old movie, you know, Clash of the Gods, if you remember that kind of stuff. Those were the initial feelings that I got from it, of course mixed with Greek mythology, of course. But overall, it's a very nice game, and, you know, there's a lot of cool action set pieces to it that I think will keep classic Castlevania fans enjoyed and enthralled with. Again, it's not a long game, but that can be a good thing because you have multiple bosses, you have multiple enemies, sub-weapons, you can get special armors, you have a heart-to-heart with a fellow Spartan. You know, it's overall just a really wonderful game. It doesn't overstay your welcome. It's The Curse of Issyos. And next, for number 2, we're talking about a little bit more of a armored samurai action game in this Castlevania classic style. As I said before, it's samurai style. The name is called The Lords of Exile. And as you can see already, it feels like it's a clash of, like, maybe not a clash, but a joining of East and West. But from when I played, it was mostly like Eastern themed. And the main character, whose name is Gabriel, ironically, is very much a tank. He's heavier than Simon. But here's the thing in my playthrough, though. I played the demo, and my thought was, wow, he is slow, but not so slow that it impeded the gameplay. You know, like the original Castlevanias, you know, the weight and how to approach the enemy, it's all taken for account for, and because of that, the progression that I had during my playthrough wasn't too bad. It actually, I don't want to say made sense, but yeah, I'm going to say that. It made sense in the context of how Gabriel and his armor moves. But as you can see, there's a lot of abilities he has too. He has down dashes to help, speed things up. Plus, he also has a lot of other abilities. In addition, the boss battles are, I think they're pretty good. They're really good. This is just the first boss, and we're fighting against giant heads that have flames coming out of their mouth. I don't know. That's a way to definitely get my attention for a game like this. I believe that the styles I would say for, like right here, I feel like, it's Castlevania, but a little bit of like Shadow of the Ninja, a bit of Ninja Guy, I guess you can say. There's not much more I can say besides that. I mean, like I said again, good boss battles. And even take a look at this, you even get the Soul Orb in the end. And he even has an ability, and that's another thing I want to mention, he has abilities where you can even have your own stand to command. So, there you go. It's the coolest thing. It's Lords of Shadow. I mean, not Lords of Shadow, Lords of Exile. Check it out, you might like it. Alright, so we're finally getting to some, something I would say that's fairly reputable. The Koumajou Remilia, and basically this game helped coin the term Tohovania. Some would say it's a bit of a basic choice, but I think it's a wise choice because it's overall very fun game, and it's mostly, it's a very well-made game. There's a hiccup every then and there, but which game doesn't have that? But this is essentially a 16-bit Castlevania that has definitely, I would say, a more modern control scheme compared to the more stiff power walking that you're known for the classic style. Reimu can pretty much move in midair, very good controls. She can fly, yeah, and like I said, very different from the more stiff controls from like the NES games or something. She's much closer to say like Rondo and Super Castlevania 4 with the ability to go at a decent pace now. And one of the things I really liked about Reimu herself is that, or rather just the game, is basically like the sub-weapons aren't just sub-weapons, but they're actually characters. While there weren't a whole lot of them, Cerno with her ice was definitely fun to use, Marisa with her stars, no Master Spark, but, that kind of stuff really made me enjoy it. I felt like they could have done a little bit more for the HD edition, but I like what they have. If I recall, they also added a new character, Suika, which wasn't in the original version. Remember, this is an HD edition. That's why they call it Koumajou Remilia and not Koumajou Densetsu. I get the name still mixed up. But overall, it's a really nice, just arcade action game. You can't get enough of it. Again, check it out. Koumajou Remilia, Toho Castlevania, Tohovania. There's no way an individual can go wrong with that. It's pretty fun. And next on this list we have Gal Guardians. Pretty much essentially what this game is a 16-bit version of the Castlevania games. And as you can see here, it's actually pretty much well done. Main characters, Shinobu and Maya, are basically sisters that by day are your cute anime high school girls, but by night or whenever dealing with a vampire, they are hunters. Now, the thing about this game is it really concentrates on action and platforming, and while there are explorable paths, it's nowhere near to the style of, say, a Metroidvania. Enough to the point where some people don't know if it's a classic or a Metroidvania. I'm one of those guys that say it has more in common with the classic style, so I'm going to make that exception because it feels like it, you know? But I did want to mention this game because I feel as though that those who want a classic style adventure where exploration isn't exactly the main focus, but rather really kind of optional, you have your Gal Guardians. Last but not least, we have Crypt Stalker. It's another 8-bit style game, but I liked it enough that I wanted to talk about it. While I haven't beaten it yet, from what I've played, it seems like a pretty cool game. The things that I liked about it were gun, for one thing, but again, I want to talk about the style. It looked like an Egyptian tomb raiding kind of feeling, and that's not a style that's seen a lot, so that got me. And then again, everything looks very visual and pleasing to the eye. I want to talk more about it in the future, but for anyone that doesn't know, check out Crypt Stalker, available on PC and Nintendo Switch. And that's that. 5 classic style Castlevania games that I feel people should play. Check out. This list was kind of hard to make because, you know, there hasn't really been a list like this, especially compared to Metroidvania games. So I really didn't know what I was doing. I tried my best to my current ability to, you know, make a video that's hopefully informative and gives some people an idea of, you know, these actually, you know, quality games. I have nothing else to say except I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you've watched it till the end and you like and subscribe for more content. This is Neo Belmont signing out, wishing everyone a nice night, and till we meet again.